G'day folks, welcome back to the channel for episode 16 of our dual-wielding Acid Dervish playthrough. Where last episode I replaced Gluttony with Corruption to get us some more acid and poison damage and some acid and poison resistance reduction, and we upgraded our weapons. We also did all the left side here, Steel Crap and the Harbour, and now we're heading to Crown Hill. Let's get going. Pick up this quest as well. And let's get to it. So in Crown Hill section there is one or two devotion shrines. I know there's one on the outside here, and I think there's another one in the council chambers which may require honored with the resistance to actually access. We'll see what happens. Going through here with a movement skill is going to be considerably more convenient than having to walk, because you can just skip through all this rubbish. You don't have to clear doorways by fighting. Unfortunately they all ran up here, so I can't skip all of them. But you can skip large amounts of trash, because you don't have to worry about clearing doorways, which is very nice, and I definitely missed that ability going from the Archon to the Ritualist. The Ritualist has a teleport, I guess, but you can't skip huge amounts of stuff. Just make sure we didn't drag Valexteria out. Nope, okay. Desecrated Shrine, you know what that means. It's time to kill stuff. And this, I believe, will be the start of our Abomination constellation. Let's just get out of that. Okay, so Abomination, we've already got 1 point, so 80% Chaos. This one is Acid plus Vitality as well. So actually the proc on Gluttony is getting better. Let's hope her meteors don't do too much damage. She either missed or Ascension reduced it to nothing. So that was another one of the bosses to farm for Kriegset. If you're interested in that sort of thing, it will not drop on normal or veteran. You'll have to wait till elite, and you will also require level 75 in order for it to start dropping, or at least the monster will have to be level 75, not the player. I'm kind of curious what the proc looks like, so I'm going to let these things hit me for a little bit. At least in theory. I don't see it. Either it didn't trigger, or I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm curious though. I'll see if they can just hit me for a bit. It may be the little sparkly. I'm not sure. We're actually doing a lot of damage just by getting hit, which I guess is good. Alright, so that's one of our vents. There is another one up this way, and I think I missed the first one back near the rift. In fact, I know I missed the first one back near the rift. That's alright, we'll go back and get it after we get this one. Haven't noticed any appreciable difference in survivability, so not having the Gluttony Relic at this point I think is probably fine. I have taken it off too early in the past and did notice a huge reduction in survivability. Fortunately, it appears that that is not the case this time. Okay. 2 relics, which is nice. Or 2 relic blueprints, rather. What did we get? Desolation, no. Sacrifice, also no. That's fine. So we need to get sort of towards the back of the building. Which I think might actually be down there. Is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's through here. Alright, so here is the northern vent. This is the one I usually struggle to find because I can never remember to come through that bottom door. I always go upstairs and I'm trying to get through that broken doorway. That's a pain. That's alright, we got this one now. I'm just going to go straight back to the rift because I know the southern one is just down here. So this is where we went the first time, and you can see the southern rift is there on the map. Last episode, I also remember looking at the map in the Candle District and wondering if there was a secret area that I didn't know about, or if it was just the flesh-wrapped or whatever would be over here. I'm pretty sure it's the quest location for the Honored quest with the Malmo Resistance. But since we're heading that way anyway, I'll have a look.
That skill's not ready.
Sadly, everything's dead this time, so I can't Shadow Strike to skip huge amounts of content. Let's actually go out the back here. Yeah, that's the same entrance, so I'd say that's what it was. It's not some secret area that I didn't know existed. It's the quest location for the Honored quest, I believe. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, mystery solved. I don't often do this quest because usually by the time I'm worried about that sort of stuff, I have already capped my reputation with them. But anyway, let's head into the Fleshworks, and I definitely need to get my hands on a bit more Aether resistance before I fight Theodon. I might just use a potion if I have one, and get a potion if I don't. Let's just go in. I think we'll just use potions. It'll be fine. Alright, the Fleshworks has a lot of stuff hidden in walls. I'm gonna probably skip most of it. There's a few that are easy to get to that I will probably click on and whinge that they never drop anything good. But the majority of it I'll probably walk straight past. If you want to find it all, either, you know, poke at the walls or whatever, or if you open the map on Grim Tools, it'll just show you where it is. So if that's not your idea of fun though, have a run around. There's a lot of stuff in here. There's also a quest in here that you can do at the end. I think this one might actually be an ultimate only quest. But there is a quest to kill the ethereal that possessed you at the start of the game. I think that one is ultimate only though. It does give a skill point, so it's probably ultimate only. Okay, you can zip through this place really quickly as well. Especially if you had... So I've got the teleport, which doesn't require a target. But you can also take basically another Shadow Strike. I forget exactly what it's called and who has it. It's one of the witch cults in Forgotten Gods. But you could basically Shadow Strike here, run up here a bit, Shadow Strike to the next group, and skip huge amounts of the trash in this place. Or you could just run past it as well, that works too. This is the door here for the ethereal that possessed the player character in the opening cinematic. Like I said, I'm pretty sure
That's locked.
it's gonna be ultimate only. And aside from that, there's not a huge amount of quest content in this particular section. The next area has a decent amount. We'll run into our good friend Warden Krieg, although now he's, I think, Fleshweaver Krieg. So this is the Fleshworks. This is the second last area of the expansion. The last area being the boss room. In this particular section, there is two, I guess we'll call them super uniques, that are required to unlock the door to fight the boss. And in the top left here, which is where we're heading, is Fleshweaver Krieg, who, if you are playing a Death Knight or some other Aether-based character, usually it's recommended for Death Knights, Battle Mages, or Spellblades, or not Spellblades, Spellbinders. He will drop Krieg's set, which gives huge bonuses to Aether damage. It gives an Aether proc, proc on the gloves, I think it's proc on the shoulders. If you're wearing the full set, it gives you an AoE you can cast. It's a pretty good set for level 94 for those classes. Obviously it only works in, or it only drops in Elite and Ultimate. Okay. Guardian's Gaze, reach level 16. I think that's our orbiting eyes. It is. What am I taking damage from? That's alright. I spend that point? I did. Okay. So at this point, we're looking for the two super uniques, or whatever they're called in this game. The monsters with skulls above their heads, I think. To open the door. And then we'll go back to town, get a potion that's honored with the Black Legion, so actually we're going back to town now. Black Legion is one of the reputations you definitely want to get. You know what, I'm not even going to turn that in. Don't open a rift, don't open a rift, don't open a rift. Let's see if I can remember to not open a rift. Black Legion is definitely one of the reputations you want to get the writ for. Legion Wasteguard is +1 Nightblade, so this one we will probably craft. These are not so great, but these are really good. So we've got some augments. Unfortunately, don't have access to Kingsguard powder, which is really good. Mankind's Vigil, also really good. So Black Legion is one you want to get reputation with as soon as possible. We also have Manticore Venom now, which is flat poison damage on our weapons, and also percent poison damage on our weapons. So we want 2 of those as well. Alright, eat the writ, apply these. Learn this. What is our belt giving us for resistances? Chaos and Pierce. Let's see if we can... What do they need? Blessed Whetstones. The cold stuff is really kind of meh, but that +1 to Nightblades is really good. Let's see what it was we needed. Blessed Whetstone. No, okay. what's that? Legion Belt, Legion Waistguard. So these guys don't have the Blessed Whetstone, so I'm not going to craft that now. I'll have to go find that. But I have been waiting for a Nightblade belt, or a +1 skills Nightblade belt, and also the +1 Nightblade amulet, which comes from the Queen of the Slith, which requires honored with Devil's Crossing. Right, no rift, don't open a rift. See, I remembered, I don't always forget, just most of the time. Alright, so we will go back to... actually I need to get a resist potion, don't I? That's alright, that 80 flat acid damage is actually going to add up really fast. Let's dump all that in there, and looking for an Aether. Don't have one. That's unfortunate. Can I craft it?
I do the best I can with what I've got.
I cannot. Alright, probably not the end of the world to go in with slightly lower than cap resistances. We are going to go and... We're going to go back to Homestead. I will check if that merchant has an Aether resistance potion. Probably he won't. If he doesn't, I'm just going to do it with slightly undercapped resists.
Come see what's left of my wares.
He doesn't have it, that's unfortunate. Alright, we're just going to do it with undercapped resistances, and it'll probably be fine. Probably. And the other thing is I have a turn in for Barnabas here, which actually might get us honored with Devil's Crossing. There we go, honored with Devil's Crossing, beautiful. So at this point, we could go and do the honored quest for Devil's Crossing, farm up a +1 Nightblades amulet, and craft a belt for +1 Nightblade, and that would basically give us +2 to all this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 times 2 is +32 skill points. So at this point, that's effectively 16 levels. Which I am definitely going to do, but I need to use this portal before I accidentally close it. So we'll go kill Theodon, and then I will probably do that either off screen, do some farming, or we'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna get a new amulet, because the Sister's Amulet of Life Giving is not very good. Way overcapped on piercing. Although Elite's coming up, so actually only 6% overcap on piercing. And our Elemental is going to be below cap, but anyway. It'll be fine. Let's see if we can get to 56 before we fight Theodon. Just get us a little more power. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's a definite maybe. Just looking for the final Guardian, who we will kill, and that will open the door for us. Here he is. Rodalgar, the Flesh Collector. Interesting name. Alright, so now we have the door is open. There is just here a little secret in the wall. As I said, there's actually a lot of secrets in the walls in this area and the preceding area. Alright, we're nicely frozen, so that's fun. Okay, looks like we're not going to get our level. I am going to go back and check one more time for an Aether Potion. Just because Theodon is a little scary, this character is a little squishy. And, yeah, like I said, I'm scared to go in there with less than cap. You look at it and you think 73, that's not that far from cap. But the way to look at it is, if it was capped, you would be taking 20% of the incoming damage. Because it's not, I'm taking 27% of the incoming damage, which is basically 30% more damage.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. See you around.
So it could be worth... I don't know. I'm not sure if it's worth farming. Maybe we just man up and go kill him. Let's do that. Let's see if this character can actually do it. I'm pretty sure it can. What I will do... Go to the bank, get some royal jelly stuff. In my... You know, I hit level 100 now, or my farming build, or farming guide. I go through and talk about royal jelly. This is why. For bosses that scare you, you want to be able to make these things. This is a lot of bonus health and a lot of bonus health regen. The energy regen not so much, but this is 8% health. This is health regen, percent health regen. All of that is going to help. Where is it? Royal jelly. Where's the other one? There's the other one. Let's sell all of this. Alright, so none of that is any good for us, unfortunately. I did have a... Where is it? You know what, we're going to use a lot of potions here. Venom Fang oil is also pretty good to use. Take a couple of those with us. Ancients not so much, although the offensive ability could be good. Lifestealer oil, why not? All of these are fairly short duration, so I will probably use these ones for his final form. And all our other resistances are under control, so that's fine. The other thing I could do is take one of those vitriolic gallstones off of it, off of the weapon, and use a... I think it's purified salt.
Got any more scrap metal?
Yeah, purified salt goes on the weapons and will give you... Actually, you know what? Can I make another vitriolic gallstone? I can. Okay. So we could... you know what? I am going to do it. Screw it. Like I said, I'm scared. So I'm going to keep the item, and I'm going to put an Aether Resist Aura on there. So Aether Ward. So now I not only have capped Aether Resistance, but I have 3% overcapped because of this Aura that I've just turned off. And we have a bunch of potions. I have the Gallstone ready to replace that Aether Resist Aura once we've killed him. So let's go kill as a boss. Here we go. I should have used these potions before I went in there, but I didn't. So, here we go. I'm going to use this one here on his first form. It should be up again by the time his second and third form are ready. I'm going to see if I can't drag him over here a little bit. I think he follows you in this form. Yep, here we go. Alright. There's a lot of stuff on the floor there. Okay, here we go. So we're using Ascension now. Getting out of that. I am looking at my Aether Crystal. Okay. Alright, he's dead. Let's grab all the loot and get out of here because there is a decent amount of damage that just kind of happens. And he has friends here too, because of course he does. Alright, we're done here. Run away! So as you can see there, even using all the potions, even having overcapped Aether resistance, that was still a little bit scary. If you get to this point and you're, if you're playing hardcore or whatever and you're scared, you can just skip him. What did this give us? Actually a lot of reputation, decent chunk of XP, and man, I wish I was a Vitality build. That's alright. Feel free to skip him, because realistically that quest gave me a weapon I can't use, some XP I can get anywhere else, and, yes, 1,000 reputation with the Malmouth resistance is really nice, but I'm still not even honored. I still need another 3,000, which means I didn't even get, not even a quarter of the requirements to get to honored. So, by all means, skip that fight. It can be quite scary. And I basically didn't really get much of anything out of doing the fight. I'm going to blow that up, actually. So now that he's dead, all of the quests are done. There is one more quest, but I can't be bothered. So I think it's Yvonda. There's one of the NPCs anyway who's lost an item, and you can go find it. Yeah, but I'm not going to bother. I will, however, put my gallstone back on. Okay, and I'm going to go check... I'll go check Homestead one more time. And now it should have the Aether Resist Potion that I wanted, because I no longer need it. But yeah, definitely consider skipping him if you don't particularly need the reputation right at the moment. It's not going to be the end of the world. Alright, what else can we do at this point? Could go do that Black Legion quest. Not going to. I'm checking for Honored. Homestead is Honored. Devil's Crossing is also Honored. A lot of the time I don't bother buying the writs for those two factions. Especially Homestead, because if you look... Where's Homestead? Homestead. Killing beasts will give you a reputation for Homestead. There's a lot of quests you can do for them as well. But killing beasts is a really easy way to get your Homestead reputation up. So you really kind of don't need the writ. So it's up to you if you want to buy this. I'm going to get it. And they don't have any augments I'm interested in. The Harvest Venom Seal is decent. Good stats, good skills. The problem is, for me, I get a lot of my resistances from my rings. In most of my playthroughs, I use my rings as a kind of resistance fixer. So if I need Aether resistance or whatever, I'll go find a ring that has Aether resistance on it, and usually one or two other resistances. So the acid damage is nice, the poison damage is nice, but they're only, you know, let's say 40%. And on top of the 600 we have at the moment, that's what, about 7% actual added damage, which is not amazing. Pierce and poison for our resistances are pretty much under control, whereas elemental is very much not under control. So I think we'll skip that. But I will get the writ for Homestead, and I'm going to go get the Devil's Crossing one as well. I am also on the lookout for ring and amulet augments. So these ones here, for example, apply to rings and amulets. So I could get 15 times 3, so 45% poison acid resistance and bleeding resistance and a bunch of poison retaliation, which would be okay. That's no good. That's no good. That's no good. And that's no good. These are really cheap, so I'm going to buy 3. They apply to rings and amulets, so all 3 of these slots, which don't currently have an augment on them. So these are good for resists. There will probably be... what other honored factions do we have? Devil's Crossing, Homestead. I think it was just, yeah, Black Legion. Okay, so we'll check Steelcap District. We'll check for augments from the Black Legion. Also going to buy any of these that I don't already have. That's a pet one, but you know, whatever. Juggernaut is a really, really good leveling relic. Even if you're not playing a soldier, even if you're not playing physical damage, this is a really good leveling relic, just because of the proc. So 15% chance when you're hit that you will heal yourself for 6% plus 600. So for us, 6% is about 300, I think. Slightly more than that. Let's say 400, plus another 600, so that's about 1,000. And it can trigger every 3 seconds, plus it gives you a bunch of regen. This is a really, really good relic. If you are feeling squishy, make yourself a Juggernaut, and you'll be fine.
Come see what's left of my wares.
No, not him. We want, not him. This one.
See anything you like?
In the honored section, okay, augments, these are 65. We're a decent amount away from them, so they're no good for the moment. But let's have a look. Void Ash. Percent acid damage. No flat. Okay. So actually this one is probably better, just because of resistances. I'm going to chuck those on. That will entirely fix any kind of acid, poison, or bleeding stuff we have. Like, we are way over the cap for both of those. Which means that anti-venom salve we don't need anymore. We could put, I don't even know what we'd put on shoulders there. Something else. Let's go ahead and spend these skill points. Next level we will be getting Celestial Presence and maxing that out. It might even be worth taking some points away from something else. I don't know. Maybe not. Right. that'll about do it for this episode, I think. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one, and goodbye for now.